Homeostasis, also known as balance. Why is balance important? In biological systems like our bodies, why is balance needed? Can you think of an example of balance in the body? Body temperature is a common one. For instance, when it's very hot, how can our bodies cool us down? Our body starts to sweat. Or when it's very cold, how can our body warm us up? Our body starts to shiver. What do you have to do to maintain this temperature? Nothing. In both cases, you don't intentionally turn on shivering or sweating. It just happens. Your body manages it automatically. Whether it's very hot or very cold, your body maintains a constant internal temperature. But how does your body know what to do? This is the introduction to homeostasis. Homeostasis is the term used to describe the state of balance in our body. Homeostasis is a part of a very complex system called autonomic nervous system, or ANS. The ANS has two subsystems, sympathetic and parasympathetic. The sympathetic is the one that is activated when we are stressed. It increases activity in our body. The parasympathetic is activated to decrease activity in our body. The image shows that they are complex systems and that they involve lots of different parts in our bodies. What is important to know is that it's the ANS that manages our stress response, and that is the balance between system 1 and system 2 that is called homeostasis, and that it is an automatic system. So, to mobilize energy, system 1 is activated, and to conserve energy, system 2 is activated. This is the balance that is automatically adjusted in our body. Our automatic systems manage these states. Two systems, one for when we need to mobilize energy and face a threat, and one that helps us recover and conserve energy. That means that there is a state in which we are stressed and an opposite state in which we are relaxed. As we have covered in the previous units, we can normally feel when our stress response system has been activated, as we start feeling sensations in different parts of our body. The system is built for physical threats, like a bear attacking us. You can imagine that's a highly stressful situation. That is why we have system 1 to mobilize our energy. We need the energy to take the action. But stressful situations also drain us from our energy. So in order to recover, we have system 2, which helps us conserve energy. And it helps us recharge. It is our survival system, and it is built for physical threats. And it is automatic in order to react to those stressful situations quickly. Our stress response is an ancient system that was optimized to work in a primitive world. When primitive man felt the sensations of stress, in the same way we feel these sensations, they were more likely to be dealing with a physical threat, a life or death situation, eat or be eaten. The situation was immediately in front of him. The trigger or cause of the stress was, for instance, something lurking in the bushes, and the situation required a physical response. Physical action was needed to fight, to flee, or freeze. After this physical action was taken, the automatic systems in the body started the recovery process to rest and digest. But how often do you face physical threats? When was the last physical threat you faced? Hopefully not recently. In modern life, physical threats are not nearly as common as mental threats. The situation is more likely going to be a threat to one's ego, one's self-image, a fear of failure, and having others think badly about you. There are unlimited triggers that are unique to each of us that can cause this kind of stress. The words that we hear, the images that we see, the thoughts that we have. What triggers stress in me may not be what triggers stress in you, and vice versa. With most mental threats, the threat isn't just an immediate situation, because we tend to replay the negative thoughts in our mind over and over, which keeps our stress response turned on. The stress is going rather kind of ongoing than immediate. It doesn't go away. An additional challenge is that with mental threats, no physical action is required. We may have the urge to fight, flee, or freeze, but we usually don't need to. And without using the energy our body mobilizes, we don't signal to our body that it is time to shift to the rest and digest mode. Our bodies don't make it into a recovery state effectively. Is this mismatch between our ancient survival system and modern life a problem? In short, yes, it is. The mismatch causes problems because what happens if we are constantly stressed, if we don't return to a natural homeostatic state, but maintain in a stressed state, is that our stress response is activated too often and for too long. It leaves us being out of balance. Feeling constantly stressed, we don't fully recover from stressful situations. We can start to become hyper aware and reactive to any small things. We feel uncomfortable, like we are losing control. Our default state becomes one of imbalance rather than balance. In other words, the stressed system doesn't turn off. It constantly runs, and the complex systems in our body start to break down as the stress responses weren't built to be constantly on. This is referred to as chronic stress. We all feel stressed sometimes, and we can be in situations where the mismatch between our ancient system and the modern life becomes a bigger problem than usual because we feel stressed over a longer period of time, like for instance, exam periods. The important thing to remember is that we can do something to restore the balance. Knowing about the stress response system and how to actively manage it, the tools that you can use, is the first step. There are scientifically proven ways to be better at self-regulating, better at managing stress. And in the video, we explain why breathing is one of the most important tools for self-regulation. Thank you.